We're on hold. They're in closed session.
Okay.
Okay, and we are back. Do I have a second?
Second.
Who is this? Sorry.
Director Stewart. Director Webb here.
All right, and Director Washington, you online?
I'm online.
All right, great. All right, we have a motion by Director Glenn, seconded by Director Stewart, to come out of closed session. All in favor? Excuse me.
Aye.
Roll call vote. My mistake.
President Greg Lloyd,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries 5-0. There was no reportable action in closed session. We will now go to our 6 p.m. open session. And at this time, I will open the floor for public comments. Again, I will dispense with the reading of the agenda, the statute on this. And but let the record show we're opening the floor for public comments. If there are any non-agenda items that you wish to speak on, please state your name and then go ahead and make your statement. Also, you'll be given an opportunity to speak on any of the agenda items before we vote on them. All right. So at this time, this is a public comment. So if there are any, please say so now. All right, and being as there are no public comments, we will close public comments. And do I have a motion to approve the minute?
I'll move. Second.
Who's that that seconded?
Washington.
Okay, motion was made by Director Glennon, seconded by Director Washington. Roll call vote.
President Greg Wood.
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb.
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington.
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon.
Yes.
And Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Okay, move on to consent calendar. Do you have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved. Second, Director Webb.
Okay, motion was made by Director Glennon, seconded by Vice President Webb. Roll call vote.
President Greg Wood.
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb. Vice President Rick Webb. Vice President Rick Webb.
Director Webb, yes.
Director Gregory Washington.
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon.
Yes.
And Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Okay, presentations, water reclamation plant project update and the ACP pipeline project update.
Since the last board meeting, the majority of the work at the wastewater treatment plant has been focused on filling the GOS erosion control fabric with fresh aggregate. For the past 2 weeks, the contractor has been spreading the rock with a conveyor belt system and has filled approximately 90% of the installed fabric. The contractor has also poured the footings to the chip drain and started forming and forming the complex footing structure to the second clarifier. Pipeline subcontractor has also been on site working on the inlet and drain structure in that second iteration. Once those inlet and drain structures are completed, then they will move on to the liner and air structures. For the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay.
For the ACP project, the contractor has completed the three connections between the newly installed lines and the existing water system near Oakdale and North Street on 20th Street West. The lines have been charged and disinfected and will be flushed next week before being sampled and being placed into service. The contractor also started installing the fittings for the point connection near 15th Street on the street for the on Boulevard and West 15th Street. That concludes the ACP project.
Any questions for Brock? All right, thank you, Brock. Okay, public hearing, ordinance number 2020-1. Well, that's not here. Who's going to be doing the presentation, Steve? Brock's going to start it. Okay. And with this, we'll public hearing regarding the adoption of ordinance number 2020-1. Item 1 is opening of the public hearing, and then a brief presentation from the district staff, and then 3, receipt of public testimony, and 4, closing of the public hearing. So at this time, I'd like to get, need to get a motion to open the public hearing. We just open it.
So moved to just open.
Okay, motion is made by Director Glennon to open public hearing. Do I get a second?
Second, Director Webb.
Roll call vote, please.
President Greg Wood,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Beth Stewart.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. The public hearing is now open. And brief presentation from district staff.
Thank you. The ordinance you have before you is to amend and revise certain sections of ordinance 92-6. That's the background ordinance that the district operates. The sections being revised are to require that only water and sewer service can be set up on the property owner, under the property owner's name, to prevent any renters or tenants from not able to service that interest. In doing this, it would reduce the delinquencies that the district has and help from a cash flow perspective to ensure that we can collect that funding. This measure would also protect property owners from tenants potentially racking up a huge debt on their property, which the property owner would ultimately be responsible for under our current policy. Along with that, it eliminates the credit check, which require a deposit from every account holder. Again, to protect the district in case we're less than anything.
Are we going to begin to contact the homeowners and tell them that, or are we going to do it from now on? How are we plan to do that?
I think that question was asked of Lizette the last time, and I believe it was a prospective phase-in for that. That was my understanding on how we were going to implement it.
We need to probably, however, if they don't get the water bill, the homeowner does not get the water or sewer bill, we need to somehow get information to them that this is the way we're moving. I don't know how we're going to do that. But
So currently, any account that has the primary account holder, we do have agreement from the property owner.
so we do have the
property
property.
out there. Okay. And under the current policy, the property owner is ultimately responsible for it.
Anyway, yeah.
So this would shift that responsibility where they know from the start what they are responsible for, and then ultimately they would be responsible for that. And we don't have to worry about it getting counted.
Yeah, no matter how we do it, when it comes push to shove, a homeowner's going to come in and say, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, at this point, they would be upfront from the start. They would have it out. That service is their responsibility.
So we can show them that we've done everything we could to try to, other than chase them down on the street and tell them anything.
And how long are we going to give the property owners time to come in and get the accounts put into their name, if it is in their renter's name or their management company's name or something like this, to where the account is put into their name?
So the effective date on the ordinance would be 30 days after it's adopted. But I think it was planned that it would be phased in as tenants move out. I don't think that there was a strict timeline on transferring this account. So the tenants in good standing, and I could be for a company, I'm not sure about this, but I think tenants in good standing could remain the account holder until that account is closed.
Okay. And are we going to be making notifications that, I know that one of the main driving forces behind this decision was SB 998, and to help ensure that we are having a responsible party that's not going to leave in the middle of the night. And because with SB 998, under the way it is now, a renter could have their bill unpaid for 3 or 4 months and then just leave town, and there's just and we have no recourse to get the money. And or where before we could shut off service, we can't do that now. So we have to have a way to protect our interests to make sure that this agency gets paid for services rendered. And but it still needs to go out that what we're doing this is that our reason is the state forced our hand with their regulations, and we have to do this to protect our interests, and at the same time, this will help keep future costs down by not losing money in the future.
And it's not uncommon for us to be still nearing $1,000 on some of these accounts. So at the time that making an account close, they could have $1,000, which again, the property owner would be responsible for. With the account being in the property owner's name, they know up front that their responsibility is going to be included in their rent. Where the current policy is a tenant check value down, that falls on the property owner. So this is protecting the district as well as the property owner.
And one thing that I just want to make clear on this ordinance, Steve, I apologize for not calling you. I know you had a lot of stuff on your plate. I figured we'd get this, but legal, once we pass this, then if you've got a renter that's hypothetically $1,000 behind in their payment, and they just decide, you know what, I'm here, I'm gone, I'm moving somewhere else, and they just leave, even though the account was in their name, we'll still be able to go back and make the owner responsible.
Actually, that's a standing policy now. The owner is responsible ultimately for that bill.
Right.
And that section of the policy is not being revised. So that policy remains the same.
That was my question. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we had that covered.
Right.
And
And I might add that a lot of the actions that you're going to see before you today are actions that have been thrust upon us as the CSD and Roseman, but all other special districts, counties, and cities, that basically the legislature doesn't care about the impacts that we go through in trying to fund the services that the people are requiring. We set a rate in our rate analysis to pay for the operations, the maintenance, and of the district. So when they passed this, it provided an avenue of revenue reduction for the district, and the anticipated, as the board knows and has been briefed on, we're looking at a 20% decrease in our revenues already. Now we throw COVID-19 on it, and there's other discussions in the state capitol that are curling my hair right now about what might happen there that would impact our district even further. These types of actions require the district to start looking at those avenues that will stabilize as best as possible our revenues in the district so we can provide the safe drinking water, the clean, and dispense and treat our waste stream. Otherwise, we're going to be left holding the bag, and so we've got to do everything we can possible to do this. Some people will say that we're doing things that aren't necessary, but on this side of the equation, where we're dealing with the legislature and dealing with legislation and coming down, forcing our hand, we don't have any other choice.
I agree. Okay. Any questions from the directors on the presentation from staff? Okay, with that, we will go on to item 3, receipt of public testimony. So if there's any public testimony in regards to ordinance number 2020-1, please go ahead and state your testimony at this time.
Can we ensure we get their name also?
Yeah, and when you speak, please give your name so we can have a record of it, and then you will be allowed to speak. So at this time, I will ask again, is there any public testimony? Okay, being as there is no public testimony, I would like to get a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion was made by Director Glennon, seconded by Director Washington. Roll call vote.
President Redwood,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Glenn,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Okay, we move on to item B. Adopt ordinance number 2020-1, amending ordinance 92-6 to revise section 2.09, 2.11, 10.01, and 10.03 to require that water service and sewer service may only be established by owners of the property for which service is sought, to eliminate credit checks, and to require deposit as a condition to receiving water and or sewer service. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Director Glenn, seconded by Director Washington. Roll call vote?
President Greg Wood,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Glenn,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Okay, we move on to new business. Adopt resolution.
Do certain things that, as Brock mentioned earlier, could impact our coffers in some accounts in excess of $900. And with that kind of delinquency, it's not going to be long before we see an extreme impact to how this district can do business. So in order to offset that, we have historic numbers that show that when delinquencies are placed on a tax roll in this district, that we recover 99% of those, and we recover 96% of the sewer delinquency. That tells us that the tax roll collection actually collects a larger amount of revenue going in that direction. This action would actually help those people suffering right now because of the lack of work because of COVID-19. Right now, the base rate of water and sewer are the only things that would be going to the county for collection. This is a collection, it's not a tax. It is just a different method for us to collect those fees, and the base fees are the only ones that we're going to collect. If passed, beginning July 1, our ratepayers would not see a base water or a base sewer fee. They would realize that fee on their next tax bill. Half of it in December, half of it in April. Or they would receive it in their impound account when they pay their mortgage payment. So it will be spread out. For those that are suffering right at the moment, it may give them time to get back to work so they can make the payments, because if they're not working right now, making those payments each month are going to be difficult, and our delinquencies will reflect that. So historically, we have taken the sewer fees to the tax roll, and at first it was fought. People didn't want it, but after the fact, we had so many people come in and say that now that it's implemented, they kind of like coming in and paying a $20 bill versus a $120 bill, and or bills similar. And our delinquencies in the district, those people that were habitually delinquent, started coming in and paying their use fees, and it was a lot easier for them. We collected substantial amounts for that, so we're hopeful that we could stabilize what we're seeing as an impact to our income in the district by making these moves.
You know, at the last time that this was on our agenda, I was concerned about the impact on people because of the COVID-19, not the uncertainty. But a lot has changed since that time. the state yesterday went into phase 3. They're pretty much opening everything up except for venues of movie theaters and sporting events and things of that nature. But pretty much everybody's able to get back to work and get back to their jobs. And you know, when this, for the sewer fee on the tax rolls, when it was first implemented before, it was to recoup losses that we were losing every year. And because of delinquencies, because of houses sitting empty, and then sewer fees not being paid, and everybody essentially subsidizing. But this is different. Like you said, this isn't a way to increase revenue. This is a way to preserve the revenue we have now because of actions by the state. And because of SB 998 and some of the other things that are being talked about in Sacramento, I'm realizing that this is going to help keep us afloat in the future going forward. I would hope that we could get notifications out to the people so that they really do understand that, you know, on their bill, that to show them, you know, highlighted in red or something, that these amounts on your monthly bill, those are going to be going on the tax roll. Already paying that money today. It's just you won't be paying it monthly to the RCSD. It'll be on your property tax. And so, I mean, for me, it looks like, you know, my water bill's going to go down, you know, $105 a month down to about $25 a month when this thing is implemented. So, but no more money is coming out of anybody's pocket. It's just a way to ensure, because of actions by the state, that we will have the revenue necessary to keep this agency running. And that's the difference this time. This is more of the survival of this district than it is anything else.
If I can make a comment, this is Director Webb. Thanks for bringing us to us again, Steve. I look at this here, and I look when we talked before about the revenues that we had lost and we never got back. The thing I think that I would like the other board members to start thinking about long term, in order to have a modern district and modern things, you got to do things in the best business practice. And once upon a time, it was nice to try to have a few support the many, but I'm of the mindset, like Greg said, you know, we all have to pay our fair share, number one, but number two is that we have to look at ways to capture things now and not go on a hope list that, you know, what may happen, because people are upset before and they adapted to it, just like what we're going through now, you know, not standing next to people, wearing masks and all that. People adapt, and I think we need to ensure that the district is staying current enough to meet the current needs and the future needs, and I'll start applying best business practices of what we're doing to keep ourselves balanced, number one, and to move ourselves forward. Thank you very much.
Director Stewart, your comment?
No, I have no comments at this time.
Director Washington?
No comment.
Director Glennon?
I think we need to move forward.
Okay. All right, with that, I'd like to get a motion to adopt resolution number 2020-9.
So moved.
Director Webb, second.
Motion made by Director Glennon, seconded by Vice President Webb. It's a roll call vote.
President Greg Wood,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Thank you very much. Okay, new business 2, levy and collection of assessments for landscaping and lighting assessment number 2. Finish the roast.
Do you want me to start? Basically, if you recall, lighting assessment number 2 has been in place for a while already. It has not been replaced. And this is the time and the place to reactivate the annual engineer's report. And if you recall, we were coming down the pike at LLAD 3. LLAD 3 has been scrubbed for the time, and it's necessary that we go back or maintain the system that we have in place. Rob?
The follow-up was you said with the current LLAD every year we have to set a maximum assessment rate to cover the actual cost of the lighting, the lighting. There's 51 zones throughout the district and even the lighting service and the neighborhood system. So the two resolutions you have before you, the resolution of intention sets the inspection procedure for the coming fiscal year to put that tax assessment on the parcel, and then the resolution of intent is setting time and date for the public hearing to be June 10th at 6 p.m. And also the resolution of intent is a preliminary approval of the engineering report that's included in the final engineering report that will be written as a public hearing.
Okay. All right, any comments from the board? And any comments from the public? And being as there is none, I'd like to get a motion to approve resolution number 2020-12, initiating proceedings for the levy and collection of assessments for the landscaping and lighting assessment district number 2 for fiscal year 2020-2021.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Is there a second?
Second, Director Stewart.
Okay, motion was made by Director Glenn, seconded by Director Stewart. Roll call vote?
President Brett Wood,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb, Vice President Rick Webb, Vice President Rick Webb.
I'm sorry, folks, I got cut off. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last thing. What was it? I need you to read it back to me real quick, please. I lost complete connection.
Resolution number 2020-12, initiating proceedings for the levy and collection of assessments for the landscaping and lighting assessment district number 2 for fiscal year 2020-21.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Ben Stewart. Director Ben Stewart,
All right. My phone's fast enough.
Director Ben Stewart,
Saying yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got it that time.
Okay, we got it. Okay, motion carries 5-0. Okay, do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 2020-13, declaring its intention to levy and collect assessments for the landscaping and lighting assessment district number 2 for fiscal year 2020-21.
So moved. Second, Director Webb.
Okay, motion is made by Director Glenn, second by Vice President Webb. Roll call vote.
President Greg Wood,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Ben Stewart.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries 5-0. All right. Director's reports, comments, future agenda items. We'll start with Director Stewart.
I don't have anything.
Okay, Director Washington.
Nothing tonight.
Director Webb.
Well, good evening again. It looks like we're getting closer. Just keep yourselves well and stay positive, and hopefully sooner than later we'll be back to kind of normal. Just keep yourselves well and take care of your families. Thank you.
Director Glennon.
The Aqua Conference that was moved to July to hope that they could meet in Monterey is not going to be a conference. It's going to be a virtual conference for probably 2 days in July, the 6th and the 7th. And then one of the emails that the general manager sent in relationship to the virus made me aware again of Rosamond's population in the unincorporated areas of Kern County. That includes Ridgecrest, Kern, Lake Isabella, Mojave, Edward, Boron, Cantil, Keene, Tehachapi, and California City. And there are only 2 areas that have more population than Rosamond. Tehachapi, which is a city, and Ridgecrest, which is a city. California City is a city, but it's only about half the size of Rosamond as far as population. Rosamond's population is almost 21,000 people. The largest is Tehachapi, but that's just 34,000 people. So this makes me think that we should be getting more, I don't know what the word would be, more recognition of Kern County than we get. But I get that one all the time.
A big part of the population in Tehachapi is included the prison population. It's included in that number. I'd just like to thank everybody for participating this evening. I attended the virtual AVEC meeting last night, and the most notable thing that I want to report from that is they got so far their allotment from the state Water Resource Board of 20%. So it's went in talking about snowpack is one of the I think they believe the statement on that was the 11th worst since 1950. The amount of rainfall is the 7th driest year that we've had in California. So here we go again that so far they're only going to get 20% of their allotment, and which comes out to, I didn't write the number down, but it's about 44,000 acre feet is what they're going to be getting. So it's kind of like time to not let our guard down. You know, we had some great years of rain, and now we're not having so much, and this is the time to keep everybody vigilant, and Rosamond has done a great job of conserving water, and we're going to continue to keep doing that, you know, because it looks like we're getting ready to go through another rough patch as far as water goes. And that's all I have to report. Oh, also, one more thing that AMEC did is that out of the interest of safety, they're going to continue with the virtual meetings for the foreseeable future. And I'm thinking that, you know, they're opening everything up. We don't know what's going to happen 2 weeks from now, a month from now, or 6 weeks from now, but I'm hoping that we as an agency can, as long as we can, continue to operate like we're doing and keep everybody safe until we're sure that this thing is behind us. With that, we'll go to General Counsel update.
Nothing to report.
Okay, General Manager update. Steve?
Well, I got a little bit. I just wanted to reach out and give our staff, our operations staff out in the field, some kudos. The operations staff last week experienced a major mainline break. They were able to isolate and get water pressure back within a 2-hour period. And as far as the construction repair, they repaired it in the same day. And it was a 16-inch line, 20-foot long, and it spewed a lot of water. So kudos to the staff for getting on it and getting it fixed, getting the water right back on. We have several different ways to redundancies to keep our residents supplied with water. So kudos to you guys and to your staff, Brock, for jumping on that. And for Brock, you should have seen him at the end of the day. Mr. Clean had cut from head to toe. And it was good to see him in that posture. I'm sure he felt pretty good at the end of that day. Brock, anything you want to add?
I'll add right now. It's in my report, but for the next meeting, we got a major transmission maintenance really and well mined the rest of the district. So on Thursday, we call operator started meeting and there was a lot pressure in down the west corner. Line 7 a.m. Including on-call operator and the public health down the line 3 gallon, especially when but third road between the two well sites and began to shut down the line scheduled down 19 a.m. The pressure was zero now. At that point, the operator and started collecting line to grab air in the line, drop the pressure. And then meeting down with those sites our next meeting that. We had the parts and stopping there, so acquiring water and everything there, like parts back up and we did lose a significant amount of water. We have that on that based on time and $500,000 water. So I'm very proud of the staff. That back. Very people.
Brock, I want to ask the question, how long would it have taken you, had you not been prepared with the parts and stuff to make this type of repair, knowing it was a 16-inch line? That's not something that you normally have in stock.
Relying on our for that repair. So because we had an stock, we can strictly repair the day. We had but the wells were kicked back on by the end of the break.
It sounds like your staff did a remarkable job, and
Also, this morning I received word from state CSDA that I had been elected in the Central Valley, and
ran unopposed apparently, and I'll be seated to take my place on the board, which is effective generally. This election goes till July and is seated in January, but I'll be at board meetings beginning in the latter part of the year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think. Or should it be condolences?
I don't know. I have to find out what shape it's in when I get there.
Okay, any questions of our general manager? Okay, there will be no assistant general manager update tonight, or will there be?
I have no update.
Okay, consultant finance update, Brad?
Thank you, President Wood. Just a quick note. I just want to confirm that the assistant general manager sent out the good news that the district has been awarded the Government Finance Officers Association Achievement of Excellence for budgeting for the 1920 budget document that was submitted last year. The district did a great job. District staff did a great job on putting together an award-worthy budget. This is the second year in a row that the district has been awarded this document. I would just like to say thank you to district staff and the board for their hard work and their support on this achievement. Thank you.
I might say, add to that just a bit, that type of information will add to our ability for our district of distinction designation when we get to applying for that. Our first step is going to be the transparency, and then the district of distinction. Hey, Steve. This is Director Witt. I'd like to see that posted on the website if it's not already there, because I think information like that shows the community as a whole that we're doing the right thing by their well-being financially. So if it's not there, I'd like to see it there. And if we have something that can be displayed in the office at some point when people come in the lobby, I'd like to see if there's something that could be displayed there and also have it available to be seen by the community. Okay. Got it.
Okay, any other questions of our finance? Okay, thank you, Brad. Okay, Director of Public Works update and Public Works Manager update.
So I hate to sound like a broken record, but after the meeting, public works staff has as much as it is today, some days. It's been a little difficult with our shift, so we've been calling in operators as needed to keep the social distance, building up the operators. When I say this, we have 19 service line meetings in 2 weeks. It may sound like an excessive amount, but I also want to bring to the board's attention that we monitor our number of leaks every year. We report those leaks to the state, and the number of leaks stay consistent for us every year. We remain between 180 and 200 service line meetings per year. It sounds like a high amount, but the time spent on those average is less than 2 hours. So the man hours spent on repairing leaks isn't a huge amount, and it's not a costly repair. To address this, though, the district staff has also been assessing potential options for because our system is gravity fed. The pressure in our system is generated by the elevation of the tank on the hill. The lower elevations in our system, as you go south, receive very high system pressure, over 100 pounds per square inch. So in the future, we may bring up potential pilot projects to reduce system pressure in neighborhoods to try to reduce the number of leaks, but we're not sure that the cost would be worth it because these repairs are very expensive and very expensive.
Do you see, I know we're making great strides in replacing the ACP pipe, with the new some new piping, and I know that's going to eliminate potential service leaks there as well. With the aging of our infrastructure, do you see down the road, and I'm talking, 10, 15 years, that we may need to be looking at doing some major infrastructure work as far as replacing aging lines? I know I got your, as you were pointing out, the lines for the, I think you said they had like a 70-year life cycle, and they're getting up around 50 right now and stuff like that. And
so we do have, we have the APT replacement project that's currently ongoing, which replaces two of the oldest neighborhoods in the town, which were developed in the late 1960s. Beyond that, the next section of our system is probably need for infrastructure replacement. The old town roads on Desert Diamond and everything south of Rosemont Boulevard between Sierra Heights and but there are some older AT pipelines that could be included in another ATP replacement project. Beyond that, the majority of the system is made up of 900 PVC lines, which has a very long lifespan and is very tolerant to the pressures that our system has. It's rated for 2.5 times our system pressure. I don't see an issue with those lines. I think the issue is more related to the polyethylene service connections between those main lines and the meter service of those addresses. And I think that when we see the temperatures go up every year, this time every year, we see an increase in water usage, so you have additional flow through those lines. And then you also see the trees become active and the roots start attacking any form of moisture they possibly can. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think it's somewhere around 40% of our senior cost range for years. One of the county requirements for new development is that we want tree per lot. There's really nothing you can do about it.
Right.
That's just the nature of the business. Tree roots, they find the moisture wherever they can, and that's either going to be the sewer lateral or a water service line. So something we're aware of, we can try to be as efficient as we possibly can in conducting repairs. As new technology becomes available, as new service line materials become available, we can continue to explore those options. For the time being, I think the best thing we can do is continue to repair that as we have been doing, and then also look at new potential pilot projects to reduce system pressure in small areas and hopefully reduce pressure.
Okay. All right, very good. At our next sewer meeting, I've got some questions that I'd like to talk to you about when we talk about cammering our system and looking at the laterals and root causes. Got some things I'd like to bounce off to you and Steve and with Ben on that. Okay, any questions for Brock and the rest of the board? Okay, with that, I would like a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second. Need a second on that? Washington. Okay, motion made by Director Clinton, seconded by Director Washington. Roll call vote.
President Greg Wood,
Yes.
Vice President Rick Webb,
Yes.
Director Gregory Washington,
Yes.
Director Byron Glennon,
Yes.
and Director Ben Stewart.
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. We are adjourned 7:06. Have a good evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Good night.